Hey guys, I wanted to take some time to take you through the six uh, business model patterns section here, which is the second section of the book consisting of six chapters. The first thing that happens is Alex sends me these things and he tells me all about them and I freak out, which that's me right there. Um, I take detailed notes on what all the different parts of like each page is, what the key of that page is, some of the ideas that start popping to mind. I record them right away, and we spend about an hour talking about it. So I'll quickly describe to you how these business model patterns work. Basically, these are the big ideas in business, sort of condensed down uh, into a format that fits into the business model canvas very well. So the long tail business models, for example, um, by Chris Anderson. First, we start with the definition, move on to some details on what is the actual idea, and then case studies, case study to help you try to understand exactly what it's like, and then start fitting it into the business model canvas, for example. At the very end, there's a pattern. So we show you, well, this is what the actual pattern looks like. There's always these elements in any long-tail business model. These are the things that you end up often seeing. Um, different, all the different case studies have many of these same elements in there. So again, open business models, here's the definition, the academic idea behind it, the case studies or examples, and then here's the pattern. But there's actually two patterns here because we have open and open outside, outside in, inside out. So what I want to do with this one was basically use that format. Try to work with that format to help instill some rhythm into this section because there's six of them. So it would be very easy to make some. You can see here in one of the early sketches I was thinking about, well, how can we use this idea of a definition as something of a page marker to really open up each one of these sections, each one of these patterns. So the idea that we ended up coming to was that the first page is really a definition, the first spread I should say. We give you a big title so it's really easy to find this page. And then we move into the blackboards. For example, you're in the classroom and you're learning from the professor this sort of big idea. And then you go home and you read the textbook. You get some details. Here's private banking, for example. Here's what mobile telco looks like when you actually unbundle it. And then we move into the actual pattern. These are your notes. You've figured it out. You've put the pieces together and you've pulled out what matters. That's what this is really all about. So I'll show you again quickly with the long tail. We have the long tail. Then we have this idea of the text actually explaining the concept on the blackboard. So, we've got the classic long tail curve shown here, where this is the long tail type of sales, and this is the hit type of sales, the top 40, for example. And then we used Jam again, who did a great job of actually showing, well, here's what the old way looks like, and here's what the new way looks like for things like the publishing model. So I'll just show you how the blackboard came together, and then how the patterns came together. For example, with multi-sided markets, what we wanted to do was show off, basically there's two or more pieces. So you can see here I'm taking the text and splitting it up into these two sides, thinking, yeah, there should be some sort of connector. I took some of the stuff from the old page and realized after reading the text, this idea of the chicken and the egg is very important. So I went online to try to find a nice chicken. Ah, that's a nice one. It's a handsome chicken. Put him in there, saying that the real dimensions of this problem lay in having a chicken first over here or an egg first. It's tough to say. Just a little idea to sort of sneak in there on the blackboard. And then the other part of it was, after you can see I'm reading through it, is connecting the two pieces and saying that it's not actually just two pieces, it could be more. So it's the idea of a platform here in the middle. It could be connecting, let's say, more than one piece. And what you're really doing is there, um, facilitating interaction, as you can see in the middle. And it could be customer segment A, customer segment B. possibly C, D, E, F, etc. That's how multi-sided markets work. And then you can see it started to try to get fancy with some math. Thomas from the Toronto office helped out with that. And you can see the rest of the section sort of get filled out. The patterns were, this was a tough idea to actually tackle. You can see here we did this photo shoot. We hand drew as if we were making the notes. Here's Alex sort of sitting down doing his work. We use highlighters. Here's me, and we've got the 6 different sections here on the wall. We took Alex's original notes on how we might actually be visualizing those, and then took it a step further. We actually cut them all out and shot all this stuff. You can see the cardboard frame is here to help us understand what actually fits inside of the page, to help give us an idea of the layout, so we get a more youthful photo and don't have to do too much photoshopping on it. And then we found objects that make more sense with the long tail. So for example, we've got Chris Anderson's book, just the edge of it comes into the frame here. We've got some CDs because there tend to be an object that gets sold in the long tail. And we've got a little ruler and a marker, long tail measurement. You get it. So that's actually it for this section. Can't wait to hear what you think about it.